Buona dimineața. This is Paul with Paul and Tammy from Backpacking and Brews, and it is day 30 on our trek across Romania on the Via Transilvanica. It is the 2nd of May. It's a Saturday of 2026. Temperature when we woke up was 38 degrees. It's about a little past 8:30 in the morning right now. It's supposed to get up to 54, we think. We are just heading out of the town of Medias, Medias, and had a great night's stay at the Mercure something hotel Binder Booby. It's kind of a funny name, but it was right on the outskirts of town, right next to the trail. So as soon as we walked into the suburbs of Medias, the hotel was there waiting for us. Nice, I think a 4-star hotel. Wonderful king-size bed, and well-appointed room, and had a pool, sauna if we wanted to use it. We had dinner there, so they had a restaurant and a bar on station. We had dinner. It was wonderful. Breakfast was a buffet included in the price, and it was really awesome. So all together for dinner, the stay, and breakfast was 740 RON. So you do the math, a little bit, and for one night stay, a little bit less than $200. 741, 3, 9. Yeah, anyway, we thought it was worth it. It was really nice. Now we're working our way down the valley toward the next town. Forget the name of it. Today we're ending up in Axente Sever, Axente, and then space Sever. Sever in another language means north, so maybe the north part of Axente. Not sure exactly, but so it's a pretty flat walk today. The Via Transilvanica actually heads what would be west over the mountains to another town, maybe two other towns, a village, a couple villages. We're skipping that. It's another one of those sort of loops outside of the valley, then comes back into the valley. We're skipping it. We're just walking down, heading toward the town just southwest of us. So it should be, I think, more than a 20-kilometer day, though. See how long it takes us. It's May Day weekend. We didn't hear a lot of celebrations on yesterday. We're not exactly sure what's happening today, but we're presuming that less things will be open since it's the holiday weekend. But we'll see. Zero chance of precipitation today, and so we'll see how the day goes. Also wanted to mention, so our companion dog, who we named Romy, he went to the hotel grounds with us yesterday, and sadly we just kind of went in the hotel and let him be, and he kind of managed for a while. We're not sure what happened to him. We were caught up in checking in, and he just kind of worked his way around the property, we think, and this morning he was not out front. So we're kind of glad for that, because we certainly didn't want him following us through the town of Medias. That would have been a total disaster. And I'm sure, again, he looked pretty healthy, looked like a survivor. I'm sure he found some other folks to lead in or out of the town. We wish him the best of luck. Oh, and I also wanted to add, I was in contact with one of the members of Tasuli's social, Julian, whom we met when we stayed there. Real nice fella. And I asked him about the situation. I said, hey, we have this sort of dilemma. This dog has been following us or leading us all the way out of Beerton and came all the way to Mediash with us. What do we do? And he said it's not uncommon for a dog to latch on to hikers and stay with them even through an entire stage. And he suggests to try to, see if anybody recognizes the dog or knows of the dog. But golly, we were so far away from Beerton. Can't imagine anybody in Mediash would know this dog. So anyway, it's not uncommon. We felt a little better about that. So we're pretty positive that he's doing quite well. Alrighty, so 3 miles later from our hotel Binderbooby, we have pretty much exited the town of Mediash, and we're walking downstream to the town of Tarnava on this path that runs beside the river right here. It's not the Via Transilvanica. The Via Transilvanica extends off to our right toward the town or the village of Bazna, B-A-Z-N-A, and we decided not to take that leg. We're just heading straight down the valley because the leg goes over to Bazna, goes over the mountains to our right, over to Bazna, cuts south, and then comes back down into this same valley into Tarnava, and then heads on to Axente Sever. So we're skipping that leg over to Bazna and just walking down the valley here on this fairly nice path right now. We hope it remains this way down to Tarnava. Okay, so another sort of observation that we thought was worth sharing. So we're big, lunchtime sandwich folks. I mean, we can do tuna packets and chicken packets, but we haven't really, I'm sure they have them, but maybe they're in cans or something. Anyway, so trying to find a sandwich at a grocery store so far we've had no success. However, they do have prepackaged sandwiches at the gas stations. We've seen a couple of gas stations that are kind of like, the gas stations back in the United States where you've got a whole selection of food items and coffees and drinks and snacks and things to keep you awake, things to help you sleep and all that stuff. Well, so on the way out of Mediash, we stopped at a Lidl. We stopped at another supermarket. No pre-made sandwiches, but sure enough, we did stop at a gas station as well, and voila, pre-made sandwiches. So if you are one of those folks that like pre-made sandwiches for lunch and don't want to just pack a hunk of meat and hunk of cheese and wing it, then it looks like the gas stations are the place to get them. We are 4 miles downstream from where we stayed last night, a little over 4 miles, and we're heading real close into the village of Tarnava to rejoin with the Via Transilvanica. Okay, it's about 11:30 in the morning, still the 2nd of May, day 30 on our hike, and we just walked through a couple villages and we're departing from the river, crossed over the river and then heading away from it. But we saw, that's an interesting gates there. We've seen her before on some other gates. Not sure who that is. Anyway, we actually ran into 6 other backpackers going in the other direction. And they were on a 4-day trek on the Via Transilvanica. They started in Axente Sever this morning, and they're heading to Bazna this afternoon, a village that we skipped. But anyway, so yeah, we saw some more hikers, which is an unusual event and kind of good to see. I think they were Romanian, and we just talked for a little while, but they spoke really good English, and they were surprised that we were trying to do most of the Via Transilvanica ourselves, and we're on day 30. So yeah, always good to see fellow folks with similar interests. Now it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 2nd of May. We just are heading off again after stopping and having sort of a lunch at what I would call just a mini market, almost like a Royal Farms, but no gas. They had it was like a little grocery store, and had food that you could order. Burgers, it had pizza, it had chicken, like rotisserie or baked chicken. Wasn't great, but it was lunchtime for us, and it was open, and it was right on the route. But unfortunately, so we're leaving Kopshamica, and we're heading toward Axente Sever, and we are right along this road. I think it's Route 14 or something. But unfortunately, we've been walking along this road for over a couple miles now, and we walk beside the road till we get to our final destination, which is over 3 kilometers away. So it's kind of a bummer part of the Via Transilvanica, frankly, because you just walk along this highway on the sidewalk, and it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't sort of a high-speed road. So anyway, like I said, it's 1 o'clock now. Hopefully we'll be there in about an hour. So we are entering our stop for the night, Axente Sever. We don't normally get signs like this when we come into the town where we're spending the night, but heck, we'll take it. I think we're on the far northern end from where we're staying, so we got a few more kilometers to go.